My name is Maria, and this is Samson, and welcome to another video.
I like it, I go la 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 la. I like it, I just wah 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 wah. Oh baby, say it and make it a daily bright.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have Samson again joining me today. I actually do really want to bring some other birds on, but he's the most chill and I really enjoy his company. What about you, bud? I really think you could care less, but you know, I enjoy having him here. So for today's video, I am going to be doing a TBR. Oh, I'm so excited! It is not going to be a TBR just for the month of October. This TBR is going to be for the foreseeable future until I read these books and then I get new books on my Kindle to read, and then I will make another of these videos. But for now, we're gonna start with this one, and whenever I'm done, then I will make the next one. Now, I am a mood reader through and through, but I do try to stick to the books that I do have available. So I will read these books as I see fit. And I also have a bunch of books on hold at my library, which I will be reading as soon as they become available to me and I have time for them. So I will definitely also be going over those as well.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
So we're going to start with the books that I have on my Kindle at the moment. These are books that I have gotten in various ways. Some of them I got from Amazon Prime First Reads, which I just discovered this past month. So I'm definitely going to be checking those out every month. And then the other ones I have had for a very long time that I just never read. And then also some are from Kindle Unlimited, which I subscribe to and I absolutely love. Okay, so to begin with, we have a book that I got this month from Amazon Prime First Reads, which you guys should check out. It's like free books, and like a lot of them are actually books that I am looking forward to reading and which are on my TBR. And this month I was able to get 2 books for free.
Yes, that's amazing.
2 ebooks, which was absolutely amazing. The first book is called A Very Bad Thing by J.T. Ellison. I have read one J.T. Ellison book before. I have no idea. I totally forgot what the name was. But I think that book was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it was definitely not one of my favorite books. But this book was offered for free, and I'm curious. I'm curious to read this and see if there's actually a J.T. Ellison book that I would really enjoy. So the synopsis off of Goodreads for this book says, from New York Times bestselling author J.T. Ellison comes a taut thriller about one author at the pinnacle of her career whose past threatens to destroy everything she has and everyone she knows.
Interesting, to say the least.
A great writer knows when to deliver a juicy plot twist. But for one author, the biggest twist of all is her own murder. With 20 hit titles and a highly anticipated movie tie-in, celebrated novelist Columbia Jones is at the top of her game. Fans around the world adore her. But on the final night of her latest book tour, one face in the crowd makes the author collapse. And by the next morning, she's lying dead in a pool of blood. Columbia's death shocks the world and leaves Darian, her daughter and publicist, reeling. The police have nothing to go on at first, but then details emerge, pointing to the author's illicit past, Turns out many people have had motive to kill Columbia, and with a hungry reporter and frustrated cop on the trail, her secrets won't stay buried for long. But how many lives will they shatter as the truth comes out? So that sounds really good.
Right up my alley.
Can't wait for that one. And then the second Amazon Prime first read book that I chose for October was Drop Dead Sisters. I am pretty sure that this book is a mystery, cozy mystery thriller. So this is a little bit different for me, but I was curious, and also it was free, and I'm definitely checking it out. So Drop Dead Sisters is actually going to be the first in a series of the series that's called the Finch Sisters. So the synopsis of this says,
I'm listening.
3 sisters reunite on a family vacation and rekindle their relationship the only way they know how, by covering each other's track in a real-life murder mystery not even they can figure out. Remy Finch has spent the better part of her adult life avoiding family, especially her sisters. They just don't click. Besides, her unconventional upbringing and major anxiety have convinced Remy that she can't build a relationship with anyone, period. When her parents plan a family reunion camping trip to celebrate their anniversary, Remy is willing to reconnect, if only because she doesn't have a choice. But then a dead body turns up at their campsite and their sisterly bonding kicks into high gear. No one knows the whole story, but the Finch women are prepared to cover up the pieces before anyone tries to put them together. It's a precautionary measure, probably unnecessary. Nobody else was there, so how could they have seen anything? Between old grudges and new dynamics, a handsome park ranger, and a body that won't stay hidden, Remy is about to learn that nothing strengthens family ties quite like crime. So that's actually also the first time I'm reading this synopsis, or probably synopsis of most of these, or else I maybe read it and I don't remember. But that sounds pretty good. I mainly read like fast-paced thrillers and maybe medium-paced thrillers, and this is going to be my first cozy mystery in a very long time. But I'm curious, and I definitely will be checking that one out. So this next book I've actually had on my Kindle for a very long time, because I have mentioned in previous videos that I just got into reading like last month. And before that, I had a really old Kindle, really old edition of the Kindle.
Yeah, great, I know. I'm old.
And a long time ago, I did read some books on it, and apparently I had purchased some books back then as well. And so the next book that I have on my Kindle is The X by Frida McFadden. Now, I have read 2 Frida McFadden books, and I did enjoy them. They were not my favorite, but you know, they were exciting. So this book, The X, says, Cassie thinks she has met the perfect man. Joel is sweet, handsome, romantic, and best of all, he's crazy about Cassie. She thinks she's found the guy she'll spend the rest of her life with, have children with, grow old with. Yes, she knows about his perfect ex-girlfriend, Francesca, the beautiful, brilliant chef, beloved by all his friends. But she thinks Francesca is out of the picture. She thinks Francesca is gone for good. Think again, Cassie.
Dun dun dun.
So, that is definitely intriguing. Oh, look who's back. Hi, bud. So, the next book that I have is actually off of Kindle Unlimited. I have read the first book like a long time ago, and I've always wanted to read the second book in the series, but I am not a huge series reader, so I hadn't gotten into it yet. And then I saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited. Most of the books in that series are, but I don't know if all of them, but I know most of them are.
I totally scored.
So this is the Bree Taggart series, and the second one that I need to read is See Her Die by Melinda Lee. So I'm going to only just read the first one in case you guys are interested and want to check it out, because I remember I read the first one a while ago and I absolutely loved it. It was very captivating, quick read, and there's a lot of them in this series. So if you don't want to leave the world yet, you can just keep going in the series. By the way, the first book is called Cross Her Heart. And the synopsis says, a homicide detective's violent family history repeats itself in #1 Amazon charts and Wall Street Journal best-selling author Melinda Lee's novel of murder, secrets, and retribution.
Let's go.
For more than 25 years, Philadelphia homicide detective Bree Taggart has tucked away the nightmarish childhood memories of her parents' murder-suicide until her younger sister, Erin, is killed in a crime that echoes that tragic night, innocent witnesses, and a stormy marriage that ended in gunfire. There's just one chilling difference. Erin's husband, Justin, has vanished. Bree knows how explosive the line between love and hate can be, yet the evidence against her troubled brother-in-law isn't adding up. Teaming up with Justin's old friend, former sheriff's investigator, and K-9 handler Matt Flynn, Bree vows to uncover the secrets of her sister's life and death as she promised Erin's children. But as her investigation unfolds, the danger hits close to home. Once again, Bree's family is caught in a death grip, and this time it could be fatal for her. So I remember I just absolutely love this book. If you like police procedural books and like investigations, I think you would really, really enjoy it. So check it out.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it's killer.
So this book is another book that I bought a while ago, although it is a newer release, like within the last 2 years. This book is called Keep It in the Family by John Marrs. I have read one other book by John Marrs in the past, and that was The One, and I did enjoy that one, although I can't say that it's one of my favorites of all time. I did enjoy it. So this one has pretty high ratings, and I am definitely excited to check it out finally. It's called Keep It in the Family, and the synopsis on Goodreads says, in this chilling novel from best-selling author John Marrs, a young couple's house hides terrible secrets, and not all of them are confined to the past. Mia and Finn are busy turning a derelict house into their dream home when Mia unexpectedly falls pregnant. But just when they think the house is ready, Mia discovers a chilling message scored into a skirting board. I will save them from the attic. Following the clue up into the eaves, the couple make a gruesome discovery. Their dream home was once a house of horrors. In the wake of their traumatic discovery, the baby arrives and Mia can't shake her fixation with the monstrous crimes that happened right above them. Hunted by the terrible things she saw and desperate to find answers, her obsession pulls her even further from her husband. Secrecy shrouds the mystery of the attic, but when shards of a dark truth start to emerge, Mia realizes the danger is terrifyingly present. She's prepared to do anything to protect her family, but will the previous tenants stop her from discovering their secret? That one is definitely up there on my list of books that I want to read.
Baby, I'm so pumped.
So I will definitely be checking that one out. So this is the last book that I have so far on my Kindle. The books that are going to be coming up next are on hold at my library. This one is also on Kindle Unlimited. It is called All the Little Raindrops by Mia Sheridan. This one definitely sounds really good, really right up my alley. The chilling story of the abduction of two teenagers, their escape, and the dark secrets that years later bring them back to the scene of the crime. It's senior year spring break, and Noelle Meyer and Evan Sinclair have been kidnapped. Neither knows why they were chosen, only that they share a tragic past. Evan's father got away with killing Noelle's mother, effectively ruining her family when the death was ruled an accident.
No.
Despite the connection that should have made them enemies, the teens instead unite to face their other common denominator, their abductors. Noelle and Evan survive one sadistic circumstance after another, eventually making a harrowing escape. But every happy ending comes at a price. Years later, Evan, now a private investigator, revisits the crime when he learns it may be ongoing. He reaches out to Noelle for help, and they discovered that the answers lie with a man known only as the Collector. To close their case and solve the ones that followed, Noelle and Evan must unmask this mysterious spectator, the only man who knows enough secrets to make their captors to take their captors down. That definitely sounds really good. I do enjoy books about like kidnappings and missing people and stuff like that. So I will be checking that one out.
Now, please.
So the next 3 books, I believe, I have them on hold at my library ebooks. It's like Overdrive, or no, it's the Libby app. And I love it. I have so many books on there, but these books actually have already been ready for me to read, but I was reading other books, so I changed the hold and I marked it to be delivered at a certain time because I had other books I was reading and I wanted to get enough time to finish these books. So the first book that is supposed to be delivered to me at the end of this month, and that I've actually been putting off reading because I'm like scared because I loved the first book so much.
Are you too coward
I'm too coward.
for that?
I am.
This is The Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I read the first book last month and I absolutely loved it, could not put it down, and I'm really hoping that this one also stands up to the hype. I'm going to read the synopsis for the first book since, you know, the second one is a continuation and you have to read the first book in order to read the second one. But it says, enter the brutal and elite world of a war college for dragon riders. 20-year-old Violet Sarengale was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her toughest Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everybody else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away. Because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them.
Holy shit.
With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Xaden Riorson, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly. The kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Basgaeth War College has an agenda, because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out: graduate or die.
That's a lot. That's a lot to go through.
So this book, extremely highly recommend. It was like the only fantasy book I read this year, and I think it's actually probably romantasy or whatever it's called, because there's a underlying romance subplot in there, but I loved it. Check it out. And the next book that should be delivered soon to me and that I cannot wait for is another series. I actually, when I read the first one, I had no idea that there were going to be more books in this series. So I'm definitely happy about that. And it is The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. I read the first book, The Last Mrs. Parrish, and I remember it blew my mind. Loved it. Domestic thriller. Highly recommend. So I am not going to read the synopsis for this one. I'm going to read the synopsis for the first one.
You guys ready?
I'm sure that most of you have probably read this book because it came out a very long time ago, and I'm yet to read any more books by this author. But the synopsis for the first book, The Last Mrs. Parrish, says, Amber Peterson is fed up. She's tired of being a nobody, a plain invisible woman who blends into the background. She deserves more, a life of money and power like the one blonde-haired, blue-eyed goddess Daphne Parrish takes for granted. To everyone in the exclusive town of Bishop's Harbor, Connecticut, Daphne, a socialite and philanthropist, and her real estate mogul husband, Jackson, are a couple straight out of a fairy tale. Amber's envy could eat her alive if she didn't have a plan. Amber uses Daphne's compassion and caring to insinuate herself into the family's life. The first step in a meticulous scheme to undermine her.
Oh no!
Before long, Amber is Daphne's closest confidant, traveling to Europe with the Parrishes and their lovely young daughters, and growing closer to Jackson. But a skeleton from her past may undermine everything that Amber has worked towards, and if it is discovered, her well-laid plan may fall to pieces. With shocking turns and dark secrets that will keep you guessing until the very end, The Last Mrs. Parrish is a fresh, juicy, and utterly addictive thriller from a diabolically imaginative talent. This was probably one of the OGs of domestic thrillers, at least from what I've heard, and it's great. There's a huge twist in it that just blew my mind, and if you guys love thrillers, you should definitely check it out, especially if you like domestic thrillers.
Don't want to miss this.
So the last book that I have on Libby that should be available for me soon is Next of Kin by Kia Abdullah. I have heard so many good things about this. I'm so excited to check it out. It is exactly my kind of thriller, and I'm so excited. So the synopsis says, Lila Syed receives a call that cleaves her life in two. Her brother-in-law's voice is filled with panic. He's at his son's nursery to pick up Max, but he isn't there. Lila was supposed to drop Max off that morning, but she forgot. Racing to the car park, she grasps the horror of what she has done. Max has been locked in her car for 6 hours on the hottest day of the year. But she's too late. What follows is an explosive, high-profile trial that will tear the family apart. But as the case progresses, it becomes clear there's more to this incident than meets the eye. A gripping, brave, and tense courtroom drama. Next of Kin will keep you on the edge of your seat until the final heart-stopping page.
Dude, I mean, that's like amazing.
I'm actually low-key terrified to read this because I have 2 kids and it sounds absolutely horrific. This sounds like it's going to be a pretty hard one to get through, but I heard that the twists and turns in this book are just amazing, and I cannot wait to check it out for myself. So that is all I have for my TBR for the foreseeable future. Again, I've mentioned that I am not a fast reader. I'm actually a pretty slow reader and I like to take my time. So this was a lot of books, but these are definitely not books that I'm going to be getting through them in October. There's no way I'm going to get through all of them in October, or maybe even in the next 2 months. It'll probably take me longer than that.
That's a negative.
And I'm really excited about all of them, because I do not want to put too many books on my Kindle. I want to read the ones that I already have on it, and then I want to put some more on. So yeah, that is my TBR for the foreseeable future. I will make another one once I finish reading all the books on this one. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us, huh, Sams? Come here. Come here. Okay. So, as always, thank you guys so much for reaching out, watching my videos, commenting, liking, subscribing. And if you enjoyed this video and you would consider subscribing, that would seriously make my life. I would really appreciate that. Gracias. And with that, let me know what you guys are planning on reading in the next month or so. So that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are and whatever it is you're doing. Samson, say bye. Bye, guys.